May I start by asking you to subscribe to this channel if you're interested in this. Today I'm going to talk about the COVID situation on Nantucket Island, Massachusetts, USA. The authorities here have dealt with it, I think, brilliantly. From March right through. Everything was closed down. The people who live here, whether they are islanders or what are called wash-ashores, meaning Americans from other places who move here, immigrants, very dynamic culture, much like an urban culture on a small scale. All people were very disciplined, and they stayed in their homes, and they did the right thing all the way through. So we've had some of the lowest cases in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts, at one time, had one of the highest rates in the country per capita. Per person. Massachusetts only has a little bit less than 7 million people. If you look over these months, it went up and up and up and up, and then it plateaued, and then it's gone down to less than 1/10. So when it was bad, it was 2,000 cases a day, week after week, every day, 2,000 cases. Now it's down to less than 200. That's from discipline. That is from scientists actually running things and people listening to scientists. And this is what I was saying in my other video. This is a Homo sapien problem, and we have to have the absolute best people dealing with it, with no interference, no fetters from political interests or business interests, especially from the very wealthy who want to make more money that they may or may not need as this goes forward, okay? So there's always this tension. And this is one of the reasons, if you look around the U.S., we will go from Nantucket to the U.S. If you look at all these states that have these wildfires of COVID, that's not natural. It's from human beings making decisions and making wrong decisions, and too much interest in money. And then they're actually risking other people's lives. This is a world pandemic, and people don't understand this. Maybe they would if they had been through a war, but a lot of the problem in the US right now is we have a whole generation, unless you are actually in military, there's no effect. It's basically a commercial culture, okay? And what we need to get back to is every human being needs to realize how intense this is. And every human being needs to actually go to a situation where there's some kind of fairly equal risk. And they understand. Most human beings in the past have faced these things, okay? And pandemics are in recorded history, not to mention very ancient history. Look at the Greeks. 2,500 years ago in Athens, there were pandemics. People were dying from plague. They called it a plague in Greek, okay? People need to get much more focused and stop thinking about themselves and think about everyone. And you know what? God bless.